What would you like to clear up with the FBI agent watching you? I'm not going to kill anybody, I just look far too into violent crime in my area because I'm paranoid. Same here, except for its human trafficking. I'm not going to human traffic anybody. I barely even want to interact with humans. The two things I hate most, humans and traffic. It can be pretty lucrative to combine them though. Or you could wind up on suicide watch. More like suicide will to calicrite after the snap. Everything in my search history that has a r/ in the beginning is me scrolling through Reddit and seeing someone post a weird subreddit, and I just have to see if it's a real thing or not. I'm actually not into googly eyes on genitals, even though it's pretty funny, but not sexually harassing. Whoa, 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 there's a subreddit for my favorite hobby, r/glorp. Don't ask. I got to shamefully admit that these made me laugh silently. These made me leave very loudly. Did you slam the door? You can't see what I do in a private browser, right? Incognito mode in Linux with the lights off, and the door closed is basically invisible. Edit. Shout out to Salas. Sexiest flavor of Linux RN. But the window? He said Linux. He's practically an expert on Linux now. I thought anyone who utters the word Linux automatically becomes an expert on Linux. Is X flammable? Average survivable full distance. Diagram of bouncing Betty grenades. How toxic is X-plant? Can X-plant kill you? I swear I just play a lot of D&D, and yes I know full damage is in the PHB. The D&D full damage is bullshit. I'm on your side. Even the FBI agent is on his side on that one. Terminal velocity that fails. To kill someone falling from 1000 foot is not terminal enough. Edit. To everyone explaining what terminal velocity is, and that a person has a chance of surviving it, we all know. D&D full damage still sucks. Also, 500 feet does about the same damage as 1000 feet. It's not linear at that scale. Yes, I looked how to make homemade explosives, where to buy the chemicals needed, and the regulations of said chemicals in the place I'm in. Yes, I also googled several times different directions of police departments, how they track down a terrorist, all the process required for find them, and take them to justice. Yes, I did investigated how to abduct a person, and how much will the police do to find them. No, dude. I'm not a psycho killer. I'm running a Vampire the Masquerade game, tabletop role-playing game, and was getting the facts for my world building right. Alternatively, I'm a writer. Those XXX always have weird searches. On behalf of writers, I'd just like to say, yeah, you're right. Between writing and D&D I have all sorts of XXX up things. Let alone sleep-deprived searches marred by autocorrect. This is why my history will always bear the shame of how deep is a sheep's birth canal. A PC wanted to have a stuffed sheep in his room with a safe installed in its XXX, and wanted to know how much gold he could store in it. He said no one ever checks the sheep. Okay, me googling that stuff about decomposing bodies and embalming was about an argument about the effects of embalming fluids on the soil. Also you already know I watch various types of hentai. Sure I have a few more sig ones, but you know I have vanilla too. Is there an effect on the soil? I'm oddly interested. Well turns out some embalming fluids are pretty toxic and scientists are even looking for eco-friendly alternatives. I mean, what about just not embalming? Viking funerals for all. I got permabanned from r/movies for an inappropriate comment about the new Dora movie actress like 2 days before her 18th birthday. I had no idea, I swear I just assumed she was older, and I'm very sorry for letting him slash her down. I would buy them a pizza, but I don't know which black Suburban out front to deliver to. I'm sharpening this machete because I found it in the dumpster and my apartment complex won't trim the XXX bushes outside my window. Definitely not to take on the oligarchy. Are you enjoying my playlist of ASMR videos on YouTube? My friend and I shouting where's the bomb? Repeatedly was a yes. Geo joke please. Don't put me on a list. The blood spattered in my toilet is because of my hemorrhoids. Are you sure that you're not just watching me watch the stuff I want you to watch while I'm actually watching you? That I'm stupid and can't help googling things when people say don't google this. It's like a wet paint sign. I have no one to blame but myself. Searching about the dead zone in Yellowstone National Park, a place where you can theoretically get away with murder, in order to win $50 from someone who didn't believe me. Look, just because I learned how to create thermite, doesn't mean I'm going to use it for some terrorist plot. I'm just looking into ideas on how to slag old hard drives without using industrial magnets or a sledgehammer. Although I will say, using a sledgehammer is fun. I've got a nice 16-pound sledge that does some damage, but it doesn't wipe out sensitive financial information like a good slagging of a hard drive could. That time I looked up how pressure cooker bombs work. I wasn't planning on making a pressure cooker bomb. I was doing a project on the Boston Marathon bombing, and that happened to be the type of explosive that was used in that tragedy. I'm getting ready for college, not the apocalypse. The only reason I've gotten like 5 separate orders from Dollskill is because I see stuff I need 2 days after ordering. When I googled I want to kill the president of the United States, I was only looking for that WKYK skit. Also, don't kink shame me. When I search up Ninjago cursed images, I'm attempting to send them to my friends as pranks, not because I genuinely want to see a picture of Shrek's face photoshopped onto Lloyd. All my searches about how does X firearm work is X chemical poisonous, how to make X explosive, satellite map of Air Force Plant 42, Air Force security, how to fly F-35 and body armor, stop .50 were Totsley for a tablet top RPG, and not any attempt at stealing millions of dollars in military equipment, and finding evidence of government conspiracies involving top secret aircraft. Made from reverse engineered extraterrestrial tech. Could the agent please print me out a copy of all my internet passwords? Because I can't remember any of them. When looking at my search history, it's important for you to know I'm a writer. I'm only interested in fictional characters doing those things. Promise. I'm a writer, digital artist and character designer with 5 stories being written at once. I promise all the things you see me searching are for writing prep or research. And all those Google searches of young prepubescent children are for reference. Because all I'm experienced with drawing is hunky men in their late 30s. Not even in the USA, but what we have here is arguably scarier. When I looked up uranium on Amazon, I was just fact checking my friend who said you could buy uranium online. Even though I'm brown skinned, I'm not trying to secretly build a nuclear bomb. I have a surveillance fetish, and that is why I'm masturbating every time you check the camera. For those times I forget to point the webcam at the ceiling while I'm cranking one out and you have to see my disgusting O face and sweaty man boobs, I'm terribly sorry. I'm a software engineer. Any Google search logs you get about killing an orphan child after killing its parent is not as malicious as you think, and I'm sorry for making you panic. I work in news, so all of those searches for Middle Eastern countries, gun types, names of terrorists and their organizations, far-right movement stuff, and Nazis is because I'm trying to make sure I spell everything correctly. I personally have no interest in any of those things. Please remove anything related from my file, please. Thanks. Hope the kiddo or kiddos, if you have any, are doing well. That's not a threat. That's a genuine concern. Also, how do you spell the dude's name who does USA Today's Click News update? Is it Imran Sheikh? I can't find any record of this particular person existing. There's plenty of other people with that name that I have no interest in, but it might look bad considering my regular search history. I was 15. I just want to see girls my own age. Don't go after my dad either. It was his computer. If you don't share my browser history, I won't storm Area 51. That I'm not gonna act on my hypothetical scenario of my ability to go out and buy an AR and gun down a nearby mall. I'm just saying it's XXX up that I and anyone else with a clean record has this ability. I was serious about my search for FBI hiring process. I haven't gotten a response back from each job application. Been 3 months. Wanted to join the X-File department. I want to believe. Okay, look man. I only searched up how to hide bodies from the FBI out of curiosity. It's been like 6 years since then. Guess what? You haven't found any bodies. Leave me alone. A 28-year-old man can watch the Little League Softball World Series without being a pervert. Also, Italy coach totally ruined his team's chances by making 2 Mounds visits in the second inning last night. Had to pull his pitcher. When I googled sex 7 years old girl, I wasn't looking for child XXX. My cousin started asking me questions about sex, and I was too lazy to search up if it was normal for a 7 years old to think about sex.